Alrighty, guys, it is 3:30. Time to wrap it up for today, and pretty much what I thought. We've been pretty much twisting in the wind. We have not been drifting to the upside, not just straight up range bound, but we haven't really moved a whole lot on this initial run up. So after that landing close around 11:30, we popped it pretty good, and then we pulled back hard, and then we just been slowly drifting back up again, but not by any means rallying. I think the market is just expecting a really good number from Nvidia. The question is just how the reaction is going to be. So I did the last few days, the few days after earnings, you usually have a little bit of selling going on Nvidia. Who knows if it's going to be the same this time? It may be popping and never look back. So it's just hard to say. So, how it used to react may not be how it will react. It's just how the market works. But I think market is expecting something good. The negotiation stuff in Iranian so far kept them popped the market pretty good in the after like halfway through the day, and they've been holding on to that. So I would just stay on the range bound side of this going into the earnings, and then evaluate how these earnings come out. Initial reaction, all good, but I would just hold off until tomorrow morning to see really how the market feels about it. We'll find out pretty quick if there's going to be a non-resumption of this massive run up, or if they're going to be a little bit of a pullback. So that's, I think, where we are going into the news to this afternoon. So Nvidia earnings coming out after the close. Going to be a half hour or more. Looking at the financial news going into tomorrow, we have a little bit going on. We have housing starts at 8:30, jobless claims, Philly Fed all at 8:30, PMI at 9:45, Nat gas report at 10:30, and that's about it. 7 year, no, not 7 year. We have the Kansas City Manufacturing Index at 11 tomorrow. 10-year tips auction at 1. So that's kind of where we are. Not much going on otherwise. So I don't think any of that news tomorrow is going to be that significant. I think it's all going to be about how the market digests and reacts to the Nvidia earnings in the overnight, and also if there's any new updates on the Iranian front. So we'll see how that's going to go. Right now, I would stay with range bound, and I would probably lean towards the long side going into the overnight, but big caveat. It depends on how the reaction is to the earnings. It's going to be volatile for sure. It's whipping back and forth, but it's not until we start seeing what the direction is going to be, which we'll know for sure. It's going to repeat itself. We're going to be a little weakness the next few days, or are we going to see an even more massive earnings report, and then a shell-shocked market just rallying to the upside? We'll find out. Anyway, so that's where we are. So looking to buy weakness on the ES, at least we get started against this edge 74.2023. Pretty obvious. Excuse me. And then against that in the session highs 74.15. These two below that one, I'm taking off any long bias. On the Nasdaq, same story there. Looking to buy against weakness. Probably look at this edge right there where we have a level 630s. No, sorry, this is 29 270s and 220s. Below the 160s here. Yeah, well, below 150, 160, 170 here. I'm going to adjust these edges. Below that three-letter edge, I'm taking off the long bias on the Nasdaq. So that's kind of what I'm looking for to get started in the overnight. Big caveat is still, I mean, that's it's how it reacts to earnings, how violent that gets. If it's going to be directional from the get-go or not, yes, depends. So I don't think it's not point. I mean, given what we're seeing now, that's the analysis. But I would just give that a big caveat because we don't know what that reaction to earnings is going to be. And it's kind of funny that that company has so much influence on how the general market is going to do it. Just the leading star for the AI trade. On the bond market, big reactions on that news, on Iranian news. This is then just completely sideways. The 20-year auction didn't do much at all, so just a little pop there, and that was it. So yes, sideways action on the bonds. I did not try to trade a bond today. The only trade I actually took was on the Nasdaq. So I would say range-bound bond market is still buying against this lower edge at the 1022s. And below 22s, I would look for a retracement trade. So that's the way I'm looking at the bond market right now. But they look like they want to take it higher. Yields coming down and stock market is up. So positive going into the earnings. We'll see how it comes out afterward. No, nothing on the cryptos this today. Oil was back and forth. They dipped pretty good on the news, and I did not pay attention to it on the crypto oil side of things, so I missed that whole move. Looking at the back the Nasdaq and the ES, and we'll see. It looks like they're trying to trade up into the news, so I hope it's not buy the rumor, sell the fact. It feels very similar to before. They're buying it into the news, and then we'll see if they are going to hold it afterwards. All right, guys, we'll wrap it there. So news a little bit tomorrow morning. Otherwise, we have a Thursday, May 21st ahead of us, and we're going to see how the NVIDIA earnings is going to impact everything. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. I'll see you back at 8 in the morning. Have a good evening. Later.